I'm Young, hello everyone. My name is Lee and welcome to Fight Style, the channel where I look at characters and their abilities from different video games to see how it would work in our everyday life. In this episode, we're going to look into the world of Pokemon. Okay, way too many Pokemon. Way too many Pokemon. Did you know that there was 649 Pokemon? Oh my goodness. I feel like Game Freak is trying to just get to 1,000 Pokemon. I'm going to talk about my personal favorite, Blaziken. But you may have already known because you clicked on the title. Blaziken was the first fire fighting type. Then there was Infernape and Emboar. If Finnegan ended up being a fire fighting type, I would have lost it. When we look at Blaziken, we can tell that he focuses a lot on his legs, and his signature attack being Blaze Kick, which is the ability I'm going to be looking at today. But first, what is Blaziken's fighting style? In Bulbapedia, it doesn't really say it at all. It just says he practices a form of martial arts, not giving us an answer at all. So, I went out and looked a little deeper into the internet and found out that no one really knows what his martial art is, and they just have opinions on what it might be. And so do I. Fellow Pokemon fans, I give you my thoughts on the fighting style of our Firebird. First, to be fair, let's look at three major styles that most people talk about: Muay Thai, Karate, and Taekwondo. Muay Thai is the art of the 8 limbs, seeing that they use fists, elbows, knees, and shins. This martial art I can understand to be associated with Blaziken. I mean, his fighting style does resemble a Muay Thai fighter, but the way he attacks and his kicks, it doesn't really quite fit with the elbows and knees portion of it. Muay Thai is very sharp, very aggressive, very snappy at its attacks, but Blaziken is a little more fluid than that. So it brings me to my last two, Karate and Taekwondo. We could just say Blaziken's martial art is Karate and leave it at that, because some of you might be thinking, what's the difference? Between Taekwondo and Karate, there isn't much of a big difference. If the instructors were not themselves trained by a person who is native of where the martial art is from, then the martial arts can strongly seem the same. Some people believe that Taekwondo has more focus on kicks, while Karate focuses more on hand techniques. This can be true, but not 100%, because you see, if Karate instructors chooses to teach more kicks than punches, those students will feel that their martial art focuses more on kicks. Also, when it comes to Taekwondo, not many people in the West know of it. Alright guys, let's say you were in a Taekwondo class. Then right after the class, you went to the store. Now, while in the store, a stranger walks up to you and says, "Hey, do you know karate?" There's two ways you can approach this. You could say no and correct them, or you could say yes just to keep the conversation simple. Daniel B. Vigil, a 4th degree black belt, put it best when he said, "Karate came first, so a lot of people see martial arts and immediately think karate. Just like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, in many parts of the US, they just all refer to it as Coke. Same goes for everyone calling tissues of any kind Kleenex." Now it's history time, kids. Grab your popcorn and Coke and sit back as I tell you a story about Tachyon and Subak, two martial arts that some black belts in Taekwondo don't even know about. Tachyon and Subak were two martial arts that were lost during the Japanese occupation of Korea in the years of 1910 through 1945. These two martial arts were lost because they were banned during this time, and the Koreans who were able to study received rank in Japan, where they were exposed to Japanese martial arts. In 1945, Korean martial artists start to open up schools again, and the students were under the assumption that they were taught martial arts based off of Tachyon and Subak. Now, Tachyon is a very fluid martial art, and when watching it, it could seem like a dance, but they do focus on a lot of strikes and throws. But when it comes to Subak, I couldn't find a lot on this, guys. Either it's really lost, or I'm not looking hard enough. But I do know that Taekwondo and Tachyon are both derived from the early art of Subak, and everywhere I look, Subak is mentioned as the martial art very little known of. Meaning, no one knows the true forms and strikes of Subak, so they will not say that they do. So, I'm gonna say that our powerful kicker of fire is a martial artist of the once lost martial art of Subak. Now, to my favorite part of the show. How do we obtain this amazing signature ability Blaziken has mastered? The Blaze Kick. His Blaze Kick is basically a raging blast of inferno with a devastating kick. That, in the Pokemon world, deals a powerful attack of 85. Because in Pokemon, every attack has a set amount of power it can deal. I just want to let you know. And with a power attack of 85, if you get hit by it, it'll really rock your With a kick this strong, it wouldn't be a normal Roundhouse Kick. This one will need great speed and power of a Tornado Kick. I'll demonstrate a Tornado Kick for you guys. If you haven't seen Fight Science, they explain how the Tornado Kick is a controlled chaos. I won't go too much into it because if you haven't seen it, please do. Different people have different ideas on what they think a Roundhouse Kick is, but a Roundhouse Kick is basically just kicking sideways like this on something that is vertical. With the Tornado Kick, it's like level 2 of a Roundhouse Kick. With the extra rotation, it adds a lot of extra speed and power to my kick, dealing a lot more damage. The amount of power that this kick has and how it's executed kind of explains how it takes out 2 Pokemon at once in a 3-on-3 battle. So, how do we get our kicks to blaze? I did some research and found out that we cannot get our kicks to blaze up unless we kick very, very fast. I mean, when something moves fast enough, it does heat up. But could we kick that fast? Could we kick at like Mach 5 speed? Could our kicks move fast as Mach 5 speeds? Hell no. There would just be no way. Okay, Mach 1 is 340.29 meters per second. That's 0.211 miles per second, or 12,660 miles per hour. That's wicked fast. I wish I could move that fast. Another idea would be just to make it into a shoe and be like a firebender about it. Look at it this way. We make a shoe to where the heel will release the gas in the shoe, and when you move fast, it will make a spark to the kick. That way, the fire is around your foot. Then when you press the heel again, it turns the gas off. That can only work if you practice a lot on how to use it without damaging yourself or people around you. As for me, if I had the Blaze Kick, I would use it to be the first chef to cook using my own flames to heat anything he was cooking. Yes, that would be magical. I just hope I can control it in my sleep. Okay everyone, that's my take on it. Dubayo. See you later everyone.